How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be predicting the set 35 headliner card that will be featured in the game starting tomorrow. We also have some of the player of the month cards revealed, so I'll go ahead and hide the face cam. We'll talk a little bit about these cards to start this video off. So we do have 88 overall Jonathan Scope, and this card is very good. We saw this card in MLB The Show 17. I talked about him in my July player of the month prediction video, and he was certainly on there. I thought that we could see this card somewhere in the middle of the program, but it looks like that this card will be starting off the program at an 88 overall. All of the players that have been revealed after this are higher than 88. I thought we might see a gold card from MLB The Show 17 boosted up to a diamond, maybe like Chris Taylor, but we have Jonathan Scope starting us off with second baseman. Second baseman prices might change due to the exchanges involved with this player of the month program or lightning player, whatever you really want to call it, the player of the month collection. Anyway, this is the Jonathan Scope card that we had in MLB The Show 17. This is when stats capped out at 99, so the attributes are adjusted accordingly. The Yasmani Grandal is significantly better than the one that we got from MLB The Show 18. This is a switch hitting catcher with amazing power and contact against right with 90-96. He also has, mid-70s against left. He will have the bomber quirk because his power is above 75 for both sides. That I'm not really sure what that exactly does, but it will help you in some way in the game. He also has 86 clutch, which is pretty good. 102 discipline with check swings. Increased fielding with 86 and 83 reaction with 83 blocking. We'll go ahead and take a look at Yasmani Grandal's player card to kind of compare the attributes from his card in MLB The Show 18. He had a lot lower fielding attribute. Everything else is pretty much the exact same. I think that the discipline is boosted up a little bit. Of course, the contact is boosted slightly into the 90s, but the fielding is what sticks out to me the most, as well as the reaction and the blocking. Over the last couple of years, Yasmani Grandal has significantly improved on his defense ability, and I actually saw Yasmani Grandal play 2 years ago, or actually last year, and he hit a home run against the Diamondbacks when I went to the game, so that was pretty cool to see as well. Ramon Laureano is going to be the 93 overall center fielder, so we start to get higher in overall. 93 for a card that is not the Lightning, not the Boss card, which is expected. We expect to see a 96 overall, maybe a 97 that you could potentially prestige up to a 98. I would think, for the final boss, we might be looking at James Paxton. That would be a great opportunity for a lefty to be released into the game. I talked about a couple of the cards that I think could be the bosses, or I guess the Lightning player for this Player of the Month card in my July Player of the Month video. You will see a pop-up come up at the top of the screen. That will take you right to the video if you are interested in checking out all of the cards that I included in that one. But this card is looking pretty good in comparison to the one from MLB The Show 19, the one from last year even. He has a little bit more pop against lefties, so this will certainly be nice. This one right here is from last year. The card before is the one that we will be getting in MLB The Show 20. So let's go ahead and get into the headliner prediction. The first few things we have to keep in mind are that we don't really have any clues to go off of, other than we have the emoji of a blast, or it looks like it could be like a future star player with 7 question marks in the first name and 5 in the last name. We can also kind of see a blue fire or blue stars coming out of the set 35 pack, or the player that's hidden behind the pack. And I honestly think that this is Brendan McKay. I think that this is future star Brendan McKay, probably going to be a 96 or a 97 overall. Another great opportunity to add in a left-handed pitcher. If they gave him a sinker with this pitch mix, he might be one of the better left-handed pitchers in the entire game at a 96 or 97. Huge shout out to Ryan Scarrow for creating this. I'm not too familiar on how to use Photoshop or any editing software really in order to make these player cards, or I guess card art. And I think that this is absolutely incredible. This could honestly be exactly what we're looking at for the set 35 headliner, and this would be amazing. I mean, I know the Rays have a lot of top prospects. This card would be absolutely incredible to see in the game. I know that he got a prospect card a little bit later than some of the other pitchers that we have, but he does fit the description. he's on a blue team where those blue stars will come into play. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of just throwing out a prediction, throwing out a guess. I think that would be a great selection for a headliner card this year. I think a two-way pitcher, that card should also be able to hit a little bit. I didn't include his hitting attributes in this video, but he does have, 70 power or so against right. So he could be like a dual type of player, like similar to Shohei Ohtani. He also is a lefty, but throws left-handed as well. So anyway, I figured we will go ahead and get into some Showdown. I had a couple close calls by skipping all the way to the final boss in Showdown. Here we're taking on the West. I haven't really been able to complete too many team affinities in the West. I've only completed the Padres and the Dodgers, but I did that through the exchanges. So this is actually my first time completing the West in Stage 3 for Showdown. So we're facing Juan Marichal, a card who might be decent this year because he throws really slow. He might throw off some opponents with his off speed. He does have, a couple different curveballs, a really slow changeup coming in at like 70 miles an hour, and then, of course, the fastball and the slider, all that good stuff. The thing about Juan Marichal is he doesn't have anything overpowering. So I'm kind of nervous to use him in ranked seasons. I tried him out last year. He got lit up. But anyway, we're trying to beat this guy on this Showdown right here by scoring 9 more runs with 9 outs remaining. Here, Taylor Trammell is ripping a base hit to score a couple runs. That was big. I was able to steal second base with Tony Gwynn. Took a couple pitches. We're always looking for a good pitch to swing at, especially when we're not really doing that great in this Showdown. I mean, the pitcher's confidence is certainly down, but we still have, only 8 outs left to work with. Here, Mitch Haniger, one of my go-to Showdown players. But now it's 15-11. We have 4 outs remaining, and we're not really looking like we're in a good situation until Tatis hits a 2-run shot here. Now we're in a better situation. We still need to score 3 more runs, and we have 4 outs to do it. But that puts me in a better situation than what I was. I mean, I was a double play away from pretty much failing this Showdown no matter what. I mean, to score 5 runs down to the last 2 outs, really anything can happen. You can hit a line drive, they'll make a diving play and fail you. But here, we actually got a pretty good draft, as one of the pitchers rounds that I got ended up being Shohei Ohtani. So we bat him in the 4 spot because he was better than any bench bat I had, and he ends up going deep. So it's tied at 15-15. 2 outs remaining, and we have Gold, Jackie Robinson up. You already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay down a drag bunt because I have Leody Taveras, Gold prospect card, on the bases. He scores on that walk-off suicide squeeze. I actually didn't even steal. It was just a walk-off bunt. But just trying to manufacture that last run. I didn't want to hit into a line drive or hit the ball to third base and not be able to score him and then be on my last out with my 9-spot batter coming up to the plate. So we'll go ahead and get into another situation where we make a close call here at the end of this Showdown. We are looking pretty good here. 10 runs scored. Still have 7 outs to work with. We need 6 more runs. And I honestly just started to kind of go in a little bit of a slump. Here we swung 3-0. Could have easily been a double play. I actually failed the previous Showdown because I hit into a double play. Tied up at 15 with Brandon Belt. Same exact hitter and everything. Here we brought in Will Myers as our pinch hitter. They just auto-generated and gave us Will Myers, who is pretty good in Showdown. He does have a quick one-handed swing, good speed as well, doesn't clog up the base pass as Brandon Belt does. Probably would have been able to score him from third base, get that pitcher's confidence down even further. The confidence on the pitcher might already be at the lowest it could possibly go, but at least scoring runs and continuing to get something going with extra base hits or regular hits in general will certainly keep the pitcher's confidence down, and also they'll just tend to throw more pitches down the plate. So that's exactly what happens here. We end up tying it up. We're down to the last 3 outs. We need 1 more run, and I'm just starting to chase. I mean, I'm getting a little over-aggressive, swinging a bad pitch with Daniel Murphy. Now we have 2 outs. We really just need to hit a ball into the gap and try to move the runner over some way, maybe lay down another bunt, whatever it takes to get this guy in, what we have to do. So we actually ground out with Corey Seager. We have Brandon Belt up again, 2 for 3. And honestly, Brandon Belt has been one of my best Showdown hitters in terms of bronze cards. He goes deep to win it down to the last out. We clutch up and finish that off. This will certainly help me make some progress towards Michael Young. But mainly I wanted to focus on the July Player of the Month cards as well as predicting the Set 35 headliner. I really hope that we see that 97 overall Brendan McKay. That would be amazing to add. I wouldn't even mind if he's a 96 overall. But once again, big shout out to Ryan Scarrow for creating that picture and posting it onto Twitter. I appreciate it, man. And thank you all for watching this video. Have a good day.